and today we're gonna read IB and Ben's story. What's the big idea story? Starting at Icebound chapter. And now IB and Ben don't want to polar bears die and all of the world is desert from the global warming. So let's see what ideas they have found. Now we're gonna just start reading at that Icebound chapter and the end of reading at the next chapter for today. Now, are you ready for read this one book with a lot of stories? Now here we go! And first we can read IB and Ben. What's the big idea? Starting at the Icebound chapter. Icebound. This would be a lot easier if we had some of those white coats, Ben said. She spread her bagel on her dump and took a chomp out of it. Lamb coats, said IB, licking her cream cheese, and a lot of bottles of chemicals. If we have just this of a chemical, Dad should stop global warming and we discover it, Ben said dreamily. She imagined herself holding up a test tube full of shimmering pink stuff. Ta-da! She was saying. All around her, other science clapped in amazement. Don't you remember? IB interrupted her dream. My mom said she was never going to get me other chemisters said after we happened last time. You have some potion ingredients, don't you? Asked Ben. Ivy was going to be the witch when she grew up, so she usually potion ingredients in her room. I've got some dead flies and some baking soda, said IB, and some brick powder. Ben sighed. I don't think any of those is going to cure global warming. Me neither, said IB. But what will? We have to think, said Ben. IB thawed and shirked cream cheese out of her hair. Ben thawed and squeezed her head between her hands until her eyebrows almost popped out. There is recycling, I guess, she said. We could show how it's good for Earth. But everyone already knows about recycling, said IB. We're supposed to have a new idea. They thought some more. Ben's dad came into the kitchen. He looked at her thinking faces and sat down at the table next to Ben. What's happening, kiddos? We need an idea to stop the global warming, said Ben. Easy, he said. Get rid of cars. Dad, we're 7. We don't have cars. We need something we can do for science fair. Oh, said her dad. He leaned against the back of a chair and frowned. For several moments, he was quiet. Suddenly, it snapped its fingers. Okay, got one. You guys can make posters that remind people to turn out the lights. You know, we have electricity. You have a halogen, like lights out when we're out. He smiled at them proudly. Isn't that good? Ben and IB have exchanged looks. Yeah, Dad, said Ben. Great, thanks. Well, he said, I am going to clean out the drains. Okay, said Ben. IB and Ben, where is it? IB and Ben have watched as he left the room. Then they looked at each other and shook their heads. That was going to be the most boring idea ever, said Ben. You know, grown-ups, said Ivy, they don't have very good imaginations. Ivy and Ben began to thinking again. What if, began Ivy and stopped. She stared at the refrigerator. Ice cups! Ben looked at the refrigerator too. What about them? Dang, how do you cool down a hot day? Said Ivy. Ice cups. If we put ice cups in the sky, the air should get colder, right? Right, said Ben. But how are we going to put ice cups in the sky? Well, in real life, they probably have to drop them out of airplanes, but if we could just throw them on the air to show what we mean. And Ben has the lamp on head on the table. Great idea, and easy too. A minute later, they were running out Ben's back door with ice cups they could find in the freezer. And the next minute, if you're running back inside to get their thermometer from the bathroom closet, and the minute after that, they both stood Ben's trampoline and holding the balls full of ice cups. The higher we can throw them, more they cool down the water, Ivy said, looking at the sky. On your mark, said Ben. Get set, go. Together they begin to bounce higher and higher, and they have never been before. I can't see my house, yelled Ivy. I can see the North Pole, shouted Ben. But that reminds of their work supposed to be doing. You ready? Yup, said Ivy. Scoop a handful of ice. You have to do it quick. Together they have bubbled up as they could get hurled up ice from to the air. Quick, get a thermometer, said Ben, flying above the ground. Ivy snatched the thermometer and bounced up again, waving in the air. It's definitely cooler up there, said Ben, wheeling trampoline. What's it say? Ivy slowed down and peered at the thermometer. I didn't know, she said. It looks like 37. Oh, that's cold, said Ben. I can feel it. Look at it. I'm shivering, Ivy looked. Ben's backyard gate was open. Nancy and her friend Mashrita came in, giggling. They have stopped when they saw Ivy and Ben. Nancy looked at the lawn. Why is the ice all over the backyard? She asked. Ben would never have told her a million years, but Ivy didn't have an older sister, so she came right and answered. Global warming. What? Asked Michelle in a sneaky voice. She was Nancy's meanest friend. We're curling global warming, said Ivy, with ice cups. Nancy and Michelle burst out laughing. Whenever, said Nancy. Come on, Matty. But just so you know, guys, ice cups won't stop global warming. The sun is stronger than a billion ice cups. And besides, making an ice cup uses up energy, No options, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, sneered Musha. Ben pulled out a trampoline. It was covered with the melting ice cups. Quickly, she grabbed an armful and tossed it into Nancy and Musha. Hold stone, she said. Watch out! It was a least fun after watching them. Now is the next chapter called Dang No Mode Nobody Parts story, and maybe tomorrow we see the new book and the new stories. But if you really want to look, you need to buy and read it by yourself. Because I'm not gonna tell you this exciting bits. Now, did you have fun? Maybe you lost English Country comic with some new book and new stories. And then, if I can't read all of them, then I will just read this book again, okay? Now, please thumbs up my YouTube and have a nice day. Bye-bye, everyone!